hear the tagline all the time, recruit and develop, and I really truly think that's what it is. Like if you look historically, like especially 5-6 years ago, those recruiting classes, I don't know the exact numbers, but I'm sure that they were nowhere near the top of the SEC compared to other people. So it's a testament to his philosophy when it comes to recruiting and just developing players and trusting and hiring good offensive and defensive position coaches to get guys in the best position to succeed. And I don't know how he recruits, but obviously he's done a good job.
When you were deciding where to transfer, did his long tenure at Kentucky, the fact that he had kind of proved he could win there, did that factor into convincing you to come?
He made it adamant when I first started talking to me that it would be a while before he even considers leaving, and he was there for the long haul, and that made me a lot more comfortable going into that situation, knowing that he would be a constant for me while I was there.
Sorry if you've been asked
Have you navigated NIL?
Sorry?
Over the last year, have you gone
Yeah, NIL, it's really exciting, and being the first kind of group of college athletes to be exposed to this thing. When it first got passed, I kind of took a steadfast approach to it. I didn't want to dive in right away because of just how uncertain the landscape was. So I waited until really after the season to kind of go full throttle with it. And even full throttle for me was very cautious. I want to make sure that all the decisions that I make from a branding standpoint connect with me on a personal level and are authentic, and build my brand positively rather than tear it down. But you hear a lot of stories about the negative sides of NIL and how it's negatively affected locker rooms, and I've heard stories from just people that I know at different schools where it truly has affected the chemistry and just the brotherhood, and it's tearing them apart. And I think the biggest thing that I'm most proud of is that we have been able to avoid that at Kentucky. And personally, for me, I need to understand that I know that being who I am, being the starting quarterback, I'm going to be given opportunities that a lot of guys aren't. And to try to relieve that tension, I need to handle those situations as best as possible and to not flaunt it, and then to also use my position to help get opportunities for other guys.
A couple questions for you on Georgia, if you don't mind. Last year, you guys punched in a touchdown with 4 seconds left. I think you might have had a fourth down run, 22-play drive. How important is a drive like that in terms of carryover and confidence?
That was awesome. 22-play touchdown drive. If we wanted to win that game, we probably needed to score a little quicker, but we'll take it. To end the game on that note and to make that happen against such a prolific defense like Georgia gives us confidence going into the next week. And when we watch that film, it makes us know that we can succeed as an offense against a defense like that. So it just gives us kind of motivation to work to be more consistent, and so that we can put more drives like that.
And to follow up on that, playing a Kirby Smart defense, Georgia has a lot of different fronts. Obviously, they had 5 first-round picks. What are some things that you have to go in to a game against Georgia expecting?
I think you got to expect the unexpected, and you got to be able to be ready for whatever's thrown at you. And obviously, you prepare for everything, all the looks that they've shown beforehand. But you need to have guys, and you need to have guys you can trust that they're going to go out there and make decisions and make calls that are going to put you in the best position possible. But at the very least, when you go in to play a team like Georgia, you got to go in with that dog mentality. Like, you got to go in like they may be the number 1 team in the country, but we're going to go in there and we're going to do our best we can to be physical and to just go dominate. And if you don't have that confidence, then something's wrong with you.
Well, I asked you about this.
You talked about trying to maybe help your teammates get deals. What's a particular example of that?
For one, I work with a marketing team in Kentucky who's helped me a lot with opportunities, and they asked me kind of what I wanted out of NIL and kind of what's the thing I'd be interested in. And I was like, I play a lot of golf. I'd like to play some free golf, if I could get a deal with the course. And it happened. We found a course, Boone's Trace, and I took it a step further where a lot of guys on the team were trying to play golf. And I was like, what if we did like a league together? Like, what if I called up and said if they'd be willing to have the 16 of us that do play golf out once a week for 6 weeks throughout the summer for free, go out and play and do some team bonding and have some fun. And they were all for it. And so I'm gonna miss it tonight, which stinks. But every Wednesday for the past 5 weeks we've done that, which has been really fun.
So I guess at the same time, then, like you mentioned NIL, you worry about it pulling a team apart. This way, you've used it to try to bond a team and chemistry ahead of the season.
Yeah, definitely. That's one part of it, but then it's also just making sure that how you are approaching NIL and how you are broadcasting these deals and handling it, that it's in a respectful and just correct way. And I've been able to kind of feel it out and approach that correctly, I think.
Well,
Last question.
I asked you about this off air, but want to get your comments on it again. Tim Banks at Penn State while you were there. What do you recall about him, and then seeing that defense when he went up against Tennessee?
Yeah, Coach Banks is awesome, and he's always been someone that I've looked up to as a coach, and a great defensive mind. And that was really cool to play against Tennessee and to see coverages and to see pressures that I had seen already in practice day in and day out at Penn State. And I think that did give me a little bit of an upper hand, but I mean, they did a lot of new things too that I'd never seen before, and they got players that I never played against. So even though it does give me, it felt like it gave me a little bit of an upper hand, still had to prepare my butt off to play against him, because I know that he can come at you with a whole variety of things, and he's the great defensive coach for a reason.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
y'all.
Will.
Thank you.